LEGO has so many different IPs. DC, Marvel, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, but they never really made their own. Just kidding, they did, and we're gonna 100% it today. Cue the intro.
LEGO 100% games.
LEGO City Undercover is TT's very first original IP that follows the story of a police officer, Chase McCain. Not to be confused with his cousin and TikToker turned pro basketball player, Jared. This game came out originally exclusively on the Wii U way back in 2013, and I didn't have a Wii U until like 2015 because I was loyal to my Wii. This pretty much means that by the time I got it, it was almost dead immediately with the release of the Switch. I had never really played LEGO City Undercover. A couple years ago at this point, a past lover gifted it to me on my birthday, and I was shocked to discover that it wasn't exclusively on Wii U anymore. And basically, that's how we got here today. I've heard so many good things about it, so I need to play this game to allow it to blossom in my heart in the same likes as a LEGO Marvel or a LEGO Batman game. Today, we're going to get 100% on LEGO City Undercover to see how it compares to the other top LEGO games. The game begins with Chase McCain arriving back in LEGO City in the name of love, but he was asked to return because his nemesis Rex Fury has escaped prison. By the way, this game is an absolute cinematic masterpiece. All of the cutscenes feel like you're watching one of the old LEGO animated TV shows, and I'm here for it. Anyways, we're immediately thrust into police work, so I safely drive to the station. On the way, I build a character selector booth and discover that this game has 450 gold bricks. Bruh. This game has disguises, which are mostly just reskins, but actually some of them are useful and can do other things. I didn't know this until afterwards though, so I just use them as costume reskins for the most part. I get to the station and meet the comedic relief character, aka Frank. Inside the station, Chase calls his boo thing, but she shows no signs of interest. She's just playing hard to get, clearly. The police chief, who we have some form of history with, walks in and asserts himself as a thorn in my side. We get our cop drip on and get out in the city to do some police work. Because of Rex's escape, I guess there's like a ton of crime that we are eventually going to have to clean up. So we can start small by getting this Joker wannabe. This has us learning all the basics of police work, and I quite enjoy all the police stuff in this game. It's like LEGO GTA. Well, if you're trying to stop crime instead of starting it. But we will start crime eventually. Anyways, Chase, like a stalker, finds and follows his love interest Natalia, but he almost kills her. We see some crime is happening on this roof, so now it's time to scale it. This is done by doing a lot of parkour. We are getting up these buildings. Chase is capturing these thugs one by one. This last dude thinks he's too cool, but I'm Chase McCain, so I catch him. Now we know we need to figure out what's going on with Rex, so we build a super build and make a ferry to head over to Albatross Island. All of this is based off of Shawshank Redemption, which is a thing that this game does a lot. Well, not the Shawshank part, but the making references to other sources of media. Once inside the prison, we meet LEGO Morgan Freeman, and he gives us some help digging for info on how to get into Rex's cell. Once inside the prison, we have to recapture some prisoners, and then get this suspect all drip. This is the robber costume, which allows us to do criminal things like use a crowbar and crack safes. We eventually make it inside Rex's cell, which is practically a huge man cave. We beat up these dudes because they're in a hot tub and they're not 5 feet apart. There's a hole in the wall which takes us right outside. Chase discovers this hammer, which apparently is from the Bluebell mines, so we have to check out whatever bogus goes on there. We make it to the mines and are able to unlock a miner costume, and I'm not talking the Minecraft YouTuber kind. That has a double meaning. With this suit, we can break rocks and use dynamite vending machines. After doing more people's jobs, we decide to do a bit of a Red Bull commercial activity and skydive through the mines. Detective McCain keeps it pushing, and eventually this rough-looking dude breaks the lion cart. And your boy just pops right out of that bad boy. Now I have to make the imbecile pay. We find a tape recording and discover a guy we were looking for, and he's apparently been taken by Rex. Then we get out of the mine and find Rex Fury! Oh, he's just knocked us out and did nothing to us. That's, something.
I was looking for a miner.
Much like a politician, am I right, guys? He wakes up with Natalia there, and she's all like, "My dad is gone, it's your fault, blah blah blah," but who cares though, because this level is over. Also, this chapter is over. This game is broken into chapters, probably just to break all those not quite level sections into their own organized chunks of the game. Speaking of organized chunks, I'm trying to get 100% on every LEGO game on Steam before I hit 5,000 subscribers. If I fail, I have to get a LEGO tattoo of your guys' choice. Also, you should join my member program if you want to support these videos and gain access to all these things. Back to your scheduled program. Chase gets so embarrassed that he decides to go to a dojo and learn martial arts. This section has us trying to get inside of the dojo for 90% of the level and actually doing karate for the remaining percent. This level is also a Matrix reference because Karate Kid was probably too low hanging as far as fruit go. Afterwards, Frank was in trouble down at the docks, so I went to save him and was met with some of the craziest possible stereotyping, but maybe I'm just the problem on this one. These guys work for Mr. Chan, which isn't a good sign because now once I save Frankinator from these goons, goons. They track us down in this slow-aw truck. We safely make it back to the station and see this strong mayoral woman yelling at the L police chief. Now it's time to go undercover. See what I did there? And Chan's gang to see what's going on behind the scenes, and this is when the game really turns into Lego Grand Theft Auto. As a part of initiation, we have to go pick up this Blackwell guy who isn't evil at all. We get the honor of meeting Chan, and he sends us to steal a car for him. Then Chase sees a ninja inside the chop shop, stealing things, so we have to chase the ninja. We chase the dude through the rooftops onto a ship, and it turns out to be a dudette. And it's Natalia! She still rejects Chase's help and love, much like my ex-girlfriend the summer before junior year of high school. Concluding this chapter. Chan calls us to gossip about a big mob boss who seems to also have something to do with Rex, so we have to free his homie who was incarcerated, US president style. And he puts a good word in for us, and now we're meeting with the big guy Vinny, who's funny, like a clown. He gives us a color change gun to be able to break into a vault with a giant gem. So, let's go do that. For reasons of sneakality, we travel through the sewers. We make it to the vault and steal the gem with little heat. We actually decide we're just gonna leave straight through the front door of the bank and meet with the buyer for a job well done. The big chief has us switch up on our new old homie Chan, since he is no longer of use for us. We have all of his associates locked up, so he has no choice but to call us to do his dirty work at Lego NASA. We actually unlock a spacesuit, which will become the most useful suit eventually. We go all through their database area and bust out of here on a rover. We deliver it for Chan and get a call to go climb a building to save Mr. Totally Not Evil from these thugs. This goes great and he's totally not evil. I guess we're in a saving people mood because right after Fine Shite calls us and she is stuck in a scrapyard of evil people. Now with the help of Starsky and Studsky and Clutch, we disguise ourselves and break in. This level's kinda lame other than the giant donut. Also at this point I was somehow blessed with the ×2 and ×4 red bricks, and they basically just multiply your money, so now I have a total of ×8. We're super rich. We get towards the back of the scrapyard and yeah, she's just hanging there. We carefully save her and that ends the level. The chief calls all mad because we're doing too good, so now we have to go to Farmville to do some police work. This gives us probably the lowest point in this game. If I wanted to do Farming Simulator, I would have just bought the game, but I guess you could also say the same thing about this game in GTA, huh? Anyways, we have to collect these pigs, which will become like a whole thing later when cleaning, but after Chase does all that can be done here and unlocking the farmer disguise, it's time to break into the museum. We're stealing a T-Rex for anyone, who cares, I just assumed somehow it was linked to Rex. This level is pretty mid, there is a really cool exhibit section, but I had enough bricks collected for the super build, so let's just skip to the chase. Speaking of chase, we deliver the Rex of Tyrannus, and Vinny Papalardo, the mob boss, has requested us to go undercover inside the fire station to get like underneath it or whatever. So now we go double undercover to unlock the fireman suit. Now that we look the part, we have to go through their very intense training, which seems kind of dangerous, but Danger's my middle name, the Noah Danger Lego. We get underneath the station and run into 2 level 1 street thugs who need our help to get inside, but there's no point because we just ride away on this boat anyways to end the level. With the conclusion of this job, we are the top man for Vinny and haven't done any good for the city in at least 4 missions. Natalia calls us and she lets us know she's low-key getting kidnapped, so we have to rush to go make sure that doesn't happen. It just takes a bunch of scaling and whatnot, and we get on top of this building which Natalia somehow managed to get on top of. We build our first helipad and take our fair maiden to safety. We did forget Vinny apparently told us about a meeting, so we have to book it to go see what that's all about. We aren't really invited or anything, so we just kinda eavesdrop. Apparently our super evil villain wasn't too kind to our super evil boss, so now he wants to go break into the totally not evil dude's home because of reasons I don't care to remember. After going through some more sewer type areas, we get inside his penthouse with a giant vault in it. Everything is going fine and dandy until a Terminator comes in, and it's actually like a whole crew of Terminators, so we gotta book it out of here. And this ends the level. Our little heist has sparked some gang violence, and now we need to go check in on our dear friend Vinny. I have to break into his ice cream shop, which is weird, but then my game crashes, which is honestly a bit normal on the PC version of this game, so I just gotta load back in and do it again. We see a bunch of Rex goons destroying the place, and they trap Vinny inside the freezer. We gotta save our slightly less evil homie by beating all these dudes. Chase gets him out of the freezer and puts together his dismembered remains. We continue through the surprisingly big ice cream shop and eventually corner this guy that works for Rex. The loser tells us about a job at a construction yard that Rex is planning, so Chase gains the brilliant idea just to take the guy's place and leads us straight into the next level. There's a dude who makes Arnold Schwarzenegger references throughout the entire level, and he's basically our guide, so this level is automatically awesome. Really nothing happens of note other than unlocking the construction costume. The point of the whole thing was to build the swingy construction vehicle to end the level. Now one of Rex's Rex's guys drive off with it, and we meet him at the observatory. We literally just steal the telescope and drive off, then are put into a chase. We easily get away and drive straight into an evil secret base, where Chase hears Rex having a conversation with someone who totally isn't Forrest Blackwell, because he totally isn't evil. Chase was able to conclude that they are in fact holding Natalia's dad. Now it's time to maybe try and get out with a mix of finding Natalia's dad. This brings us to another giant free-falling section. We then ride a whole rocket through the base to keep pushing. Now we unlock the jetpack for the spacesuit, and this is where this suit easily becomes the best in this game. You can literally go way higher than before and skip on so many things. The only drawback is that it has limited fuel, but with that we're able to very efficiently go through this place. Just then we find out the whole time Forrest Blackwell's evil? You think you know a guy. Somehow we're able to save Natalia's dad, whose name is Henrique, apparently. Now we go back to the man who took advantage of our generosity's mansion, looking for plans maybe. We do a bunch of arduous tasks to be able to get inside. We discovered that he plans on using the giant sinister looking tower as a rocket to get to the moon. This will likely flatten the city, so now in an effort to save everyone, we have to do some collateral damage control. Using these things that Henrique apparently just had on standby, we're able to save the city. We get the credit for saving the day, but we really gotta go and catch everyone that was in that rocket building. So let's head to Apollo Island to get a rocket. Using our rocket like Artemis 2, we make it to the moon, but we are way cooler because we actually land on the moon. Blackwell already has his entire area of operations set up here, which is impressive. After doing a bunch of excess work around the outside Eminem style,
around the outside,
we go inside and get stumped on a puzzle for literal children. I still don't know how I did it, if I'm being honest, but I never really have to do it again, so we're all good. Wood's white plumbing comes out and reveals that he's captured Natalia. Then Rex comes out to fight us on the dinosaur we built. This must be how Han felt when Kylo backdoored him. Everything explodes and suddenly we're sent back towards Earth at speeds unreachable to men. But Chase and Rex still find means to catch the fade. We get one more free-falling section where we luckily grabbed Rex Fury's character token. Then Chase saves the day because he's the GOAT! Rex is captured, Blackwell is probably still in space, and everyone lives happily ever after. Alright, now that we've completed the story, it is time to clean the entire game. This includes the very, very vast open world and all of the levels. For convenience of cleaning sake, this can be broken down into 20-ish districts, which all have only about 1 billion things to do in them. I'm not kidding, there's 450 gold bricks. That's almost 300 more than in a game like the Complete Saga that takes on average 50 hours for a casual 100%. Just start the montage.
I can tell you what it means to me. I clean the streets, I can take the heat. Job not finished till the shit's complete. No 100% if the city's not neat. Whatever district I'm in, there's so many things to do. I don't know where the department's at, but I got no crew. I'm doing everything simultaneously with the levels too. Scaling so many buildings, there's levels to it. There's a real city that never sleeps. With a world so big, it's filled with so many creeps. I beat up so many bad dudes, there's heaps and heaps. But for the 100%, I'll do bounds and leaps. I promise you'll always be with me. I promise you'll always be with me. I promise you'll always be with me. I got the 100%. I got the 100%. I got the 100%.
Overall, LEGO City Undercover was like the most enjoyable story of any LEGO game. It was really long, I'll give you that, but it felt like I watched an entire season of a show while playing the game. Obviously, this game is marketed for kids, but with all the references and things to explore, it made it a very enjoyable playthrough for a grown man who's about to turn 20, by the way. Anyways, I usually like to touch on characters, and this game has a very unique system where all the characters are just disguises for Chase. which was super different, but it made me realize for anyone complaining about the new LEGO Batman game only having like 7 characters or whatever, I think this game is a perfect testament to what it could be like and how well it can work with the LEGO formula. For any other soul who dares to complete the 100% for this game, I would recommend using the map because there is a way to look at each district and determine what exactly you're missing from the different areas. No, I'm not pointing out this obvious fact because I figured it out way too late via someone in my chat. Also, try to get the specific helpful red bricks like unlimited dynamite, fast travel, and color gun. It'll make the open world so much easier. Helpful tips aside, it's time for my final verdict. Has this game blossomed into a game I love as much as a LEGO Marvel or a LEGO Batman game? And I'm gonna say yes. This for me is a top 5, maybe even top 3 LEGO game. The story, the movement system, the combat system, the amazing open world, all the fun disguises, it just made for a great playthrough. If you think I'm an idiot who has no clue what he's talking about, please feel free to comment below and subscribe if you like all things LEGO. Thanks for watching. Subscribe because I'm getting really close to my goal of 100%ing every LEGO game, and you're all about to miss the opportunity of marking my body for pretty much no good reason at all. If you really like this video, send it to someone who probably eats mac and cheese with scissors.